Hello and welcome back. So we've on to the next tutorial, and this is to learn the purl stitch. Now the purl stitch doesn't come on its own, it works with knit, and what you do is alternate rows. You do knit and then you do purl, and then you do knit and then you do purl, and that becomes stocking stitch if you see that on a pattern. And it makes it so it's a knitty side one side, a little bit like all knit, but the other side it's a lovely smooth finish, and that's what is used for jumpers quite a lot. So we're going to start with a knit row, which you would have seen before on the knit tutorial. So I'll whiz through that quite quickly. And stocking stitch is really quite satisfying, and there are a few little tricks as you go along which I'll try to fill you in on. So basic knit stitch, I've done 10 stitches again. It's a bit funny knitting with your arm sticking out so that it catches it on the camera. But when you first start knitting, if you get achy arms, you can pop a pillow under your elbow, and that does support your arms for you. So that was a knit row. I'm going to get a bit more wool. Okay, so I switched out to some slightly smaller needles because I kept bashing into everything, and it made it quite tricky to see on screen. Now that's something to consider, is if you're just doing little works like this, the smaller needles will be that little bit less for you to manoeuvre with. You need the bigger ones when you're doing a bigger project, because you'd be surprised how many stitches they take. But yeah, so smaller needles, that's another thought. So I'm going to show the purl. I'm editing this in because I went off screen. So holding it like it's your dinner, knife and fork, needle there, into the stitch, and then the working wool is at the front. It goes round the pointy bit there, and then you're looking, where's it gone? You're looking for that loop again, just like knitting, and you pull it off. Round the needle and hold it firm, looking for the loop, and then pull it off. I'm holding onto my work there as I pull the stitch off, so I don't lose it. So round the needle. Ooh, there you go. So from round like that. Where have you gone? Hold the rest of the work and pull that one off, and the purl makes a lovely smooth side, which is used as the front of lots of jumpers. It is a lot easier with smaller needles, actually. I recommend, particularly for purl. Round the needle and off it comes. I'm going to scoot the work up just a little bit there. So front. Once you get into the hang of it, it's quite a satisfying stitch. I quite enjoy purl. Into the loop, round. So it's just to pull away and find it, and then off. Round. There it is. And off. So you can see we're getting a nice flat front piece there. This is a bit holy because these are bigger needles again. That's your knitted side, that's your purl side. So it's always alternate, knit, purl, knit, purl, knit, purl. So I'll do the knit, I have no choice. I've never seen purl on its own. I've never even tried, actually. I should do that, I'm curious now. What does it look like when it's purl all on its own? So a little recap on the knitting. Oh, come back needle, too small now. Through to the back, round. There it is. Oh, that's because I'm trying to film and I'm not holding my needles quite as I normally would. It's a really naughty needle, this. Hopefully knitting is starting to become second nature to you now. The basic knit stitch. Hopefully your needles are slightly better behaved. That trying to confuse us. There we go. So we're back to the purl. And you know you're doing purl because you've got the knitted side is at the front. Your lovely smooth side is there. So we'll go through again. Into the stitch, round, there it is, off it comes, round, there it is, off it comes. Can't think of any tricks or tips really, it's just feeling your way and getting confident. The main bit is learning how to hold the needles, I think, and once you've got that down, it's a lot less cumbersome for you. Is off, last couple, round, pull. There's a slight pull there where you move from it being a new loop, you go whoop, and then that's where it is then become there. The wool goes over itself for a moment. If you look, see it's this side at the moment, and then there's a lift it over, and that's when it starts to get into place for the stitch to work out. So you lift it over slightly and then you can see it. Right, so that's purl knitting. Let me know if that's been helpful, and if you tune into the next video I'll see if I can introduce you to the cat. Well, thanks for watching and happy knitting.